Welcome back to Bonanza Disc Golf. Just got done with my second MPO tournament and it's like 6.5 hours away, so I'm traveling up through Pueblo and Colorado Springs and I only have time to play one course. So I'm gonna play the course that everybody tells me that I need to play in Colorado. Basically, if you ask any disc golfer in Denver what their favorite courses are, ooh, my hair is a little crazy, but we're gonna roll with it today. The most likely answers that you're gonna get are not courses inside of Denver Metro, some mountain courses, and every single person that I've asked, because I've asked tons of people, has said Pueblo City Park, this course, which is about 2 hours south of where I live. Now, one of the things that I think is gonna be fun about this course is that it is 2,500 feet lower in elevation than where I just played my tournament, so things are gonna be flipping a little bit. There is some wind, and I played it one time as I was traveling through Colorado when I lived full time in my van last summer, and I shot one down. The same layout isn't available right now, so we're just gonna play the AM layout, because it's the only like full 18 layout on UDisc at the moment. We'll try to beat one down, but there's also some things that we need to talk about for my tournament, and I think I'm gonna practice inline putting again, and just try to make that consistent. I need to figure out what I wanna putt for the season, because straddle yesterday was not confident with, and I find that I lose a lot of power with it when I lose confidence. And apparently my number for my last 3 tournament rounds has been, well, if you wanna go watch that tournament and see how I did, I'll give you some time to go find that on the channel before you come back, but that number has been 5 down for the last 3 rounds. The first 5 down was great, it was 1,008 rated. These last 2 5 downs have been not great rounds. Not like bad rounds, I still cashed, but gosh, I've not had a round that I'm like stoked on this year yet. The 1,008 round was good, but not phenomenal. These 2 rounds were very lackluster. They're just such boring stretches. Well, good, let's play this. Okay, this is interesting. On UDisc, it looks like I can change a lot of these to the pro ones. So where we can, we'll change them all to the pros and play the pro pads, because that sounds more fun. This one actually looks like an easier hole for the pro pads because they call it a par 4 when I change it. So 504 foot, par 4, straight down there. I would go my Pharaoh, and I still probably will throw it, but I think we're gonna go Echo Destroyer on a hyzer flip. Just leave it to the left so we can throw over that crap. Try not to hit any of these cars. Oh yeah, that's all you want. That's so good. I've not been getting up and down phenomenally with specifically my Crystal Flex zone. 3 really bad Crystal Flex zone shots yesterday. I think it's just like I haven't learned that disc enough yet and what it does in the wind. So when we get chances, we'll definitely rip it. Like I said, every chance I get, we're throwing this Crystal Flex guy. Basically just try to base it. Don't want to go OB, but doesn't like to skip very much. Likes to skip enough though. It's also definitely a backhand, but that's not the shot I'm working on, so. Super, man, things are gliding a little bit more up here. I'm not someone who thinks that like, it makes me throw a lot farther, because I think like maybe it adds like 10 feet of distance, if that. But the glide that it gives discs, and like it prolongs their shape, if you know what I mean. Circle par, should have been an easy bird, but that's what happens when you suck with your discs and you gotta learn them. I think one of the things, getting back into talking about the tournaments again, that I really need to work on is setting expectations correctly and setting like tiered and achievable goals. Because my only goal for the second round was to podium, pretty much. And to eagle, get 2 eagles. I got one of them. I was one of only 4 eagles on that hole for the whole entire tournament out of everybody who played that hole, so that felt really good. Didn't get the second one, and after I parred the hole that was playing over a stroke under par because of how many eagles there were, I basically like took myself out of it mentally, and that was really bad. And I think that's because my only goal was to podium, and I was like, well, it's off the table now. Instead of thinking, let me stay in top 5, let me make like get as much cash as I can, and I did cash, which I'm really glad about, and I made sure that I fought that way. But the back 9 was all pars and 1 birdie. But I think one of the things that just goes to show is like I'm still learning like where I can expect and have goals to be in the MPO division, because in MA1, basically, after my first tournament, my goal was like just to cash. And I ended up on league card every day, tied for first in the first day. Barely didn't take second. I took third because the guy threw in for eagle on the last hole when he should have been OB. Crazy turn of events. But I podiumed every time, and I got a couple wins, and I got 1 fourth. But in MPO, I looked at the scores that were had, and Connor Rock shot 15 down, course record, on the second round. It was a 1065 rated round. But the 10 downs, the 2 10 downs that Joe Revere shot, like, I think in my practice round I didn't score it, but obviously way less pressure and whatnot. I think I would have shot 13 down if I would have taken my first disc in the practice round, because I was throwing the disc so well. So I know that I have the skills that are there. It's just the consistency aspect to continue to put it all together. And a lot of that comes from what your mentality in the tournament is. And mine was not very good because I think I set a little bit too high of goals for now. It's only my second tournament in MPO and my second tournament back in 6 months. I need to give myself a little more grace. And essentially what I'm gonna start trying to do is just have a cash streak and then play as good as I can and just focus on caching. These are absolutely the type of like city park courses that Denver needs at least one of. I think they're building one that'll be similar, that'll probably be out all the time because it'll be a little wooded. 350 feet up and to the left. You need to like break straight for a while or go up that left gap on a forehand. I was ripping the disc this weekend, but I think I was also way too tense, which caused me to have like just those incremental misses. I wasn't off by much, but I was off by enough because I wasn't letting my body loosely go through the motions, and I was kind of forcing myself to throw 85 to 100% instead of being able to just like smooth out an 80%, 75% shot. Let go of that one a little early. That was really ugly. I was worried about stepping in this, even though my forehand like felt cleaner. I'm gonna try that new SDS one on a similar line. Thing's a laser beam, dude. All right, just about pin high. This is also a distance where I didn't drop any putts this weekend, but I hit a lot of metal and hit like a lot just right side air ball. But luckily they were staying close, so. Oh, so low. I think when I miss so low like that, it's because I try to go up too fast instead of pausing and then kind of exploding out. Better. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is the oldest park in, or the oldest disc golf course in Colorado, which is pretty sick. This one from the pro pad is 380 feet down back to the left. So probably want something that pushes and then skips. I think that could be an honor. Honestly, I think I'm still wanting to learn the honor, so that's the throw that I'm going to make with it. 380 is right around the distance where if I'm throwing at 80, 90% should be really good. It's gonna be interesting going and playing some tournaments. In a week from today, pretty much, I'm gonna be driving to Kansas City, but I'm gonna get there, and before I practice the courses for my tournament, I'm gonna spend like 3 days just playing disc golf in Kansas City, learning my discs. That way I don't have like preconceived notions for the course, and I've learned my discs a little bit before I get to the course. So kind of, I'm sure you'll hear me talk about that again. You kind of need to flex something a little bit, or honestly, you kind of need to hyzer flip something up because of this tree right here. I kind of really like this ledgestone heat. It is. Oh, it so is. That was beautiful. All right, you wanna see something funky? Oh, I juiced it. Wow, that was going. Birdie-ville. All right, hole 4, pro pad 462. I think on my best day, I can get a circle 1 look. Maybe on most days, I can get a circle 1 look if you give me like a billion chances. Pretty sure it's the one right over there, straight ahead. So I could lay up or I could try to make the island, but no one's seen me lay up, you know what I mean? So Pharaoh or Echo Destroyer, slight right to left. I think we're gonna try the Pharaoh and just try to keep it turning inside of that leaning tree that's way out there. There's a Mando left of this, which I'm not worried about. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of a pump. That, sit down, hit something. Yeah, thank you. No, it's not. Don't hit that truck. Oh, the truck left, good. Safe on the other side. Honestly, not bad for birding it over and hitting a tree and only having about 80, 90 feet to the basket. Pretty happy. My destroyer is actually pin high, just left. That's pretty sick. Okay, that's there, it's just short. That is, whew. Oh, same exact shortness. Also, I was wrong about my destroyer. I wasn't pin high, I was about 30 feet short of pin high, but I mean, Udis is calling it 430, and based on where the pin position is, what it looked like, so that's pretty solid. All right, basket peeking up just over the edge of that hill. It looks like it's 388 from here. It looks like a forehand, honestly, because there's so much, like, if it rolls down, you're out of bounds. If you can go be past it, but I'd rather miss left and just pitch up. So I think I'm gonna throw the forehand with my EchoStar Destroyer. Oh my. Oh, that was supposed to be a little more stable than that. Oh! Needs a little less hyzer, that's OB. Oh man. Honestly, looking at this a little bit more, I don't think I have the hyzer power, but there is a backdoor like forehand line up the hill that like skips back up the hill. Slight flex just inside of this tree. Oh, there's 2 trees back there. So, could honestly be this, but just kind of give ourselves an inside the circle look. Yes. Oh, that's the cage. Well, that is one of the reasons I love this Crystal Flex guy, because like a lot of other zones, like the Z zone that I had before, like it could pick up and roll. Doesn't mean I'm sacrificing some skip with this, so I should probably throw my Ultra powered down and like practice that a little bit, or like wait till it gets beat in a little, because that'd be perfect. A slightly beat in Ultra, and this is a deadly combo, because this will just hit and sit, but it's still premium plastic, so it's pretty torque resistant. All right, from here on out, it's just gonna be 1 forehand, 1 backhand. That way I can work on some turnovers, and some forehands, and some forehand turnovers. Just 333 feet, pretty cool hole. Turnover is gonna be tough because of some low ceiling stuff. Forehand, definitely the play. We're gonna go slight my Ricky Destroyer on the forehand. Focusing with my forehand on making sure that I fully coil before I unleash. I just have done that too tightly and too aggressively, and it's caused me to kind of shank some shots, but when I try to not think about it too much, just focus on, hey, being coiled, should be good. Get over, thank you. It's a little deep, but should be inside the circle long. Pretty happy with that. Definitely hurt my groin a little bit. Now for the turnover at 360, it's kind of an origin, honestly. Oh, that's so low. That's bad. All right, let's go. Definitely knew I got a little rollback. Definitely thought I pushed it a little further, but I'll take a pork chop. And then of course, for my shanked shot, I was practicing my zone up shot. So hoping that as long as I continue to do that, just practice with all my discs, they just get more and more dialed. Let's go. Good birdie. 1 to 7, 2 through 6. Not terrible, especially with that terrible upshot on 1. I should be 3. Also, this is taking a while to play. I think it's because I'm throwing a billion shots. So this is slowing down to take only 2 shots will be really good, because I think I'm probably playing for 40 minutes through 6 holes. All right, so hole number 7 here is 400 feet, just to the inside of kind of that like structure down there, which is bathrooms. There's a Mando on that tree, so that's good that I saw that, because I was thinking about the hyzer. I don't have that much power, but I think we're gonna go flex forehand with that same destroyer, because it will come back. And like at best, my miss is to miss inside so I don't stay OB, which I could with my EchoStar Destroyer. I don't know if either of them I can push 400. I know I can push them 370, 380, so it might give me a circle look. I just have to be very accurate with that. And that's one of the things where I've said before, it's like, oh, to reach a 450 foot hole, really only need 430 feet of power, then make a 20 foot putt. Or like only need 400 foot power and then make a circle 2. But that's like, you have to be so accurate with that 400 feet of power. So that's where, if I take a par on this one, I'm not super angry, but I'm shooting for a birdie here. Sit. Oh, I think it's sat. And I think it's down there. That was really good. Oh, there's a slight head left to right. So now we have the backhand. And I'm not good at rollers, but it seems like a roller, but the wind is terrible for it. Or I'm gonna try to hyzer flip my heat. Okay, too much hyzer. Good to know. Definitely don't think it was supposed to be in the cards that I get this like almost pin high and inside the circle squarely, but we'll take our meter. 2, 3, right there. A little low. Man, that is such a good birdie. 400 foot forehand birdie. I didn't throw a 400 foot forehand, but I got a birdie inside the circle from 400 feet with a forehand. All right, this shot looks like it's gonna be incredibly difficult to film, but it's straight there, 413 feet. So Mando this way. So I could throw something really overstable on a big flex that skips back, which I think will get me the most distance because there's not a lot of lines. I could go for like a hyzer flip forehand. I do have a little tendonitis right here, and I felt it after that big forehand right there. Actually, it just feels like something like is bubbling up there. It's weird. There is a very small gap down there that I can hyzer flip a backhand through. And as long as it's on turn, that's really good. We're gonna throw both shots, but I think my shot is gonna be that backhand. Because of the angle from the tee pad, to get around that tree, you have to throw it on some turn. And so this on some turn, getting through that gap, not a lot of turn though, just enough. Yeah, hit the gap. Didn't quite get enough distance, I was a little scared of it, but that'll be a really easy up and down. This is one that I'm pretty sure I'm happy to take a 3 on. Now I'll try this echo through that middle gap, hyzer flip up on the forehand. A little turn, get there. Yes. A little high. Both are great shots though. Moving a little bit back to tournament talk, my play every tournament here on out, I'm planning on being just run everything for birdies. Unless the hole like really punishes you for that, but the tournaments I've played so far, there's not been a lot of punishment for that, especially the last tournament, which is why I was so frustrating that I was running everything and just coming up short. So like in tournament play here, I'm running this. Slight anhyzer around that tree, especially because the miss isn't bad. The forehand is almost pin high. It's a good line. Too low again. That's a good par. Not happy about it. I gotta stop saying that. I keep saying I'm not happy about stuff, and I think I'm expecting myself to be Pro Tour level now, and I shouldn't be. I know like, I'm one who likes to I'm not a big visualizer, I guess, but I set high expectations for myself, and I really like to try to like get places fast, and setting high expectations and goals is one of the ways that I get there. But I think my expectations of myself instead of my goals are too high right now, and I need to expect that I'm a decent MPO player with the goal of getting to Pro Tour level for the next couple of years. Like, this is a hole that is very hard, and to take a very easy 3 on it with a look for 2 from both my shots is really good. But in my head, I'm like, I need to be birdie every single hole. And yeah, if I'm at the top level, yeah, I'm not there. All right, 633-foot par 4. UDIS for some reason says par 3, but I think they just got the pars wrong because it says par 4 for the AM pad, but when I move it back to the pro pad, it says, instead of being a 540-foot par 4, you're now 633-foot par 3. And I've never heard of a 600-foot par 3 before. All the way down basically to the road. No mandos, it looks like. So it looks like we can basically throw whatever. I'm probably gonna throw something that just tries to get over that box. No idea how far it is because I don't have a rangefinder. Looks to be maybe about 350, 380 feet. As long as I'm not behind it, I'm happy. So put something in the air. Not gonna throw the fairway, I don't need that much distance. Echo Star Destroyer is perfectly controllable at that hyzer level. Did I hit it? Oh, just to the left of it. Okay, I think it's pretty far down there. I think I wanna try to get good at these hyzer flip forehands. So we're gonna throw the faro. Try to go just inside of this tree, flex around it, and come back. Okay, a little too much hyzer. That was juicy though. Okay, I thought that it would flip up. It's a little tailwindy. I thought it would flip around that tree. And so that's on like trying to learn my disc on hyzer. So that's a win in my book, is figuring that disc out instead of throwing a good shot. Oh, I've been missing nose up when I'm not committing through stuff. That's a really disappointing shot to mess up. That's not a hard shot. Missed that one a little bit left, but that's a better miss. Eesh. Just gonna throw the origin straight at it. Super good. With the low ceiling, I'd rather throw the origin than a putter, even though it's definitely putter distance, just because the low ceiling will take off some distance, because the higher you throw mids and putters, the farther you can throw them, so it's a distance mitigator. Ah, great bid. I'm leaving those a little too right recently. Now for the Zony boy. That's what we want. The origin just bombs because that went under that low ceiling. It still so far. Whew, don't miss like that again, please. Because of how much like good stuff I wanted to talk to you guys about, we're gonna split this into front 9, back 9, which I don't typically do, but it was really gonna help my arm with like not having to film so many 18-hole rounds. And then I think back 9, we're just gonna play forehand, backhand again. Just continue working on that, just continue chatting, because I really like this course. I would say it is one of the better ones in Colorado for sure. 3 down through the front with no bogeys, I'm pretty happy with, unless you count this as a par 3, and if you do, you're insane. But let's get on to the back. Hopefully, continue shooting pretty well. Just trying to enjoy my time and continue learning some of these discs. If you guys want to check out the whole tournament that I just played, if you haven't checked that out, check it out right down there. Otherwise, YouTube thinks that you'll like this video as well if you've already watched all those tournament videos. Appreciate you guys so much for watching this. Back 9 will come live to you tomorrow. Really helpful for me to be able to do videos like this so I can just get plenty of videos done, get you guys plenty of content, but also be able to have more time in the week to train. Instead of doing 18, 18, 18, I can do 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Okay, love you, bye.